Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? Cowboy Crunk coming to you from Kabul, Afghanistan. Again, your war zone updates on everything Dallas Cowboys. Today's game day, nothing better than game day, and even what's better is it's a Sunday night game. We get to relax, sit back, watch some good football, and get us pumped up for the Sunday night game. All eyes on the Dallas Cowboys and the Texans tonight. Again, this is the Super Bowl for the state of Texas. Houston will be riled up. Houston will be ready. I just hope we're prepared. Just real brief for the game thing. I hope our safeties tackle well. That is my concern, is big plays by the receivers. Houston does have big play receivers. They got a big play quarterback. That's what they live off of. Their running game, I think we'll be able to handle that well. I don't think there'll be any problems with that. So if our safeties play well, I think our offense will be okay. I think our line can get rolling, and that is the topic of this video, is our offense. As you guys know, we're ranked 31st, and with basically the receiving core and our receiving numbers and our quarterback numbers are ranked very low. But guys, we don't need those huge numbers, and that's what I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over Dak's numbers. I'm representing Dak Prescott today. You guys know I've dogged him out a little bit if you watch some of my videos, but I'm not dogging him in particular. I'm dogging the situation he's in. He's in a tough spot, and you know, our line has changed a little bit. I think a big upgrade is Looney is starting to pick this up really well, and I think that's one of the reasons they were comfortable putting Travis Frederick on the IR. Terrence Williams is on the IR. That's another thing I wanted to go into real quick before I get started on the offense. We're only carrying 52 players this week. We did not choose to put a 53rd player on there as of this point, and I think that was locked in yesterday afternoon. So the active roster I got had 52 players. On those players that are sometimes on the bubble was Butler, Ibrahim Campbell, Adam Redmond, and Xavier. I'm probably cutting these guys' names up, but you never hear them on the roster anyways. Siafaulo or Siafilo, and I know some guys will correct it. Hey, if you butcher my name, I'm fine with it. So if I butcher these guys' names, I hope they're okay. They probably don't know my name anyways. But anyways, I want to move forward on the video real quick. Also, as you guys know, even if we carry 53, only 46 of the players are active. So we still only, as long as you carry 46, you're fine. You could have the other guys doing whatever. I'm not sure exactly what the precise situation is with that, but you carry 53 on the roster, but only 46 are active and allowed to play. So that 53rd, 52nd man really doesn't matter. It doesn't hold any weight, basically. Maybe it has something to do with their salaries or something. I have no clue. But anyways, let's move forward, guys. We do have 46 active players, of course, and the 52nd play, the 53rd roster spot. Maybe we pick someone up next week. That's what I'm pushing for. I hope it happens. I'm a big, I guess you would say, I'm pushing for Dez Bryant to come back. I'm politicianing for Dez Bryant, as Stephen A. Smith is. Stephen A. Smith, and I don't agree with that guy ever. Probably I don't agree with him because I never listened to him. But I just happened to run across a video, him talking about Dez, and I really was like, I don't want to click on this. Let me listen to what he has to say. And I was surprised. His idea is Dez Bryant come to him. He will get prime time, and he will get Michael Irvin together, who also want Dez back. He will get those guys together and send them to Jerry Jones' office. You think if Prime Time and Michael Irvin knocked on Jerry Jones' door, they're not going to let Dez Bryant in? So that was his idea. Of course, it was a big, just a dream scenario or whatever, maybe a nightmare scenario. I don't know, whatever you guys think. But I think Dez should come back, and he would get him for the league minimum. Tell him, hey, you want to come back, it's league minimum. We got to see what you got. Let's see if you can mold with the locker room. That's the main thing, and go from there. Now, what I want to go over, guys, is Dak's ability to get to 200 yards a game. Everyone knows that's the big statistic right now that everybody's trying to follow, everybody's trying to figure out. I've got the numbers right here in front of me. I actually broke it down. There was games we won where there was a game we won in 2016. He had 102 yards. He played the whole game. He went 11 for 22, and he had 102 yards, and we won the game. So we don't have to have these numbers out of Dak Prescott. As a matter of fact, as long as we got Ezekiel Elliott hitting 100, and I've got those stats also here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break it down. Zeke's games where he got 100, Dak's games where he got 200, where he got below 200, and also where he got 250 and he got 300. I broke it down. When he hits 300, guys, we're 3-0. And you can look at a lot of quarterbacks out there that are throwing up 500 points a game. And what I want to make a really good comment on I think it's a good comment on the Cowboys is we have guys out there throwing almost 500 yards a game and losing. We don't have that kind of team. That's what the NFL is going to. So if we can be different, if we can put 130, 150, 60 yards rushing a game using Ezekiel Elliott and Rod Smith and Dak Prescott, we can get to 150, 160 yards rushing and only have if we can get close to 200 or break 200, guys, the numbers are right here. And I know it looks like garbage, my little notes. If we can do that, and 150 yards rushing is not a lot. If you get Zeke to that right at the 100 number, and you can get Dak 30 or 25 or 30 yards, and you get Rod Smith 20, 15, 20, 30 yards, that's 150, guys. And those aren't outstanding numbers. They're numbers that we're getting almost every game. But we've got to have that 180 to 220. This is the number that matters. I've got the numbers in front of me. We lost a lot of games where Ezekiel Elliott had 100 yards or really, really close to it. And I should have done that number at 80 yards. Even at 80 yards, we lost a lot of games where Zeke got close to 100. So that's not the number we need to be concerned about. That number's going to come. The rushing is going to come. We know that. We need to worry about the passing game. And I think that's why we need Dez. And I think Dez can help us in that situation. So real quick, I'm going to go over these numbers. Like I said, I am in Afghanistan. I've got to get this video posted because it'll take about an hour to post. And by the time I get done cooking and ready for the live show, I'll probably do a live show during the other games. So we'll see. But here we go, guys. And I apologize if you were here last night for the MMA fight. I did get up at 4 in the morning to watch that. And I was going to do a live stream during that, but actually, guys, the military highlights were about I didn't start my video back here. The military channels were about 45 minutes. They were about 45 minutes behind. So if I would have done the video, I would have been 45 minutes behind you guys. And I know that there was a lot of people there watching the game or watching the fight, so I didn't do it. It kind of pissed me off. I've never seen them do that before, but baseball was on. I can't stand baseball. I apologize, you guys are out there and you like baseball. It just irks me. I've refereed, officiated, umpired a lot of baseball games. I actually did some junior college games, high school games, and I was relatively good at it because I did basketball my whole life. And baseball's pretty easy. Anyways, here we go. Let me get to the meat of the video. The meat of the video is I call them the big uglies. I do want to see a few big uglies with the caboose. To me, Ezekiel Elliott is the caboose. We got to get him behind those big uglies and a couple screens. We pull the big uglies and get that freight train going down the field and get the caboose behind them. And that's a train wreck going down, the left side. Well, we usually do it on the right side. If you guys know, the right side is where we dominate these screenplays at. We did it against the Steelers in 2016. There was one against San Francisco in 2017 or 2016. And we had these. Those are the ones that are working for us. We get Travis Frederick, Looney, those guys pulling and rolling out there on the right side, and Zeke tears it up. We don't need to overdo that, but we do need to use it. So back to the running game. That is considered a passing situation, and that's where some of the stats are. We're getting these numbers that help us out. Okay, let's go over the running game first. Let me do the games over 100. Out of the 16 games in 2016, Ezekiel Elliott had 8 games out of the 16 games where he had over 8 games out of the 16 games he had over 100 yards. Out of those games, we only lost 1. So, like I said, that is a key element to this. But there's a lot of games where actually 2017 he had a loss where we got over 100, and he had a loss where we got over 100 this year as well. So we have actually 11-3, which is good. But you'll see that the numbers when Dak goes over 300, which is relatively your ballpark number when you're looking at 100 yards rushing and 300 yards passing, those are the two numbers. And when we do that, which we don't do it often, we're 100%. We're 3-0. We've never lost a game where Dak Prescott's thrown over 300 yards. So the rushing, really simple, 100 yards a game. We're 11-3. That's a good record. We could definitely handle that. So if we can get Ezekiel Elliott, that's at 100. We're fine. The other stat I want to go over, and this is the main stat. I really broke this down. Is Dak Prescott's ability to get over 200 yards. 15 games he's had under 200. When he's under 200, we're 7-7. You're not going to find that record anywhere in the league where a quarterback gets under 200 yards and we still win the game. And that's been because of our bend don't break defense we've ran, basically, which has helped us. And it's also been because we've relatively been the best rushing football team in the league for years. You look at the years and years of we're number one. We've had, I think, 35 games over 100 yards in the last, 10 years, but no one's even close to our 100-game mark, and that's because of Ezekiel Elliott, also DeMarco Murray, and it even goes back, I think some of that goes back into Emmitt Smith time, which is a ways back, but we lead the league in that by far, 100-yard games. It's just our motto. And it's working for us. And that's the thing, guys. If we can be different, defenses are scheming right now to stop this passing game, the prolific passing game. So our numbers are going to be down on the passing game because defenses are set up to stop that. But they're not set up to stop the run. We've got to concentrate on the run. We're the only team built like this, the only team in the league that can win games under 200 yards. Look at the stats. They're all there. Look at the quarterbacks. When Nick Foles and Case Keenum and these guys that are actually ranked under Dez, they're not winning games under 200. Never. It's just not possible. But we have the ability to do it because of our defense, and we have the ability to do it because of Ezekiel Elliott. 21 games over 200. We're 17-4. Anytime Dak gets 200 yards, we're 17-4. And we're 500 if he gets under 200. So the numbers are there. 15 games, 12 over 200. 15 games, 12 over 200, 11-1. Oh, that's with Ezekiel Elliott having 100 yards as well. We're basically undefeated. If Dak has 200 and Ezekiel Elliott has 100, we've lost one game in the 3 years they've been together. Also, Dak Prescott's first 10 games were all over 200. And as you guys know, that year we went 13-3. Dak only set one game, and that one game that Dak set was against Philly, so I really took that one out of the equation. He had, out of the 15 games, we were 11-1. Excuse me, that we were 11-1 when he went over 200 yards. So that really was out. No, that's excuse me. We were 11-1 when he went over 200 yards. There was a couple of games he had under 200. So Also, like I said, over 300 yards. We get 300 yards out of Dak Prescott, we're undefeated. It's only happened 3 times. That's not a lot, guys, and we're not asking him to do that. And that's what when I harp on Dak Prescott, I'm not saying he needs to throw for 350, 400, nothing like that, or 3 touchdowns. If he has 1 rushing touchdown every other game, if he can end the season with 8 rushing touchdowns, and he can end the season, averaging almost 2 touchdowns a game, which is, if he could average 2, we'd go undefeated. That's 32 touchdowns. But if he could get around 28, 26, and to do that, if he has to increase his interceptions, I'm fine with that. Our defense, is good. Take the risk, take the gamble, and get the ball down the field. Let's see. On the over 250, this was the biggest stat that I really liked. 250 yards, guys, is not a lot. When Dak Prescott throws for over 250, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are 10-1. Yeah, we've won 10 games and only lost 1 when Dak Prescott threw for over 250. And some of these games we won by like 20, 24, 16. When he throws for 250, like I said, the running game's going to be there. That's automatic. We've got to concentrate on fixing the passing game. So that's where I was with this. I just wanted to get that out to you guys. I really appreciate it. If you guys could like and subscribe to the video, I will be on definitely tonight at about 4 in the morning for the Cowboys game. The Hot Boys will be with me. Catfish Crackhead is at the other facility, so he won't be here. He's in Kabul working at another place. But I just wanted to get that out. I want to concentrate on Dak. I really think that Dez Bryant could help him in this situation. We don't need a lot of offense generated from our passing game, but we do need some. And right now, guys, we don't have any. Out of the last I think it's the last 10, 11 games, we only have 2 or 3 games where Dak is over 200. And that's 7-7. When he's under 200, we're 7-7, which is still pretty good, actually. For under 200, usually you're choking your quarterback and he's gone and he's out of the league. But we're capable of winning with that. We don't need Dak to have 300-yard games. It would be nice. We're undefeated, but we need 220 to 250. If we get 220 to 250, guys, we're in the 10-1 range, and that's where we need to be. 10-1 record, with 250 or more. And that's just, most of these are 250, 260, 255. They weren't, like I said, really well over 200. So that to me, that's the goal. We got to get over 200 passing, and that's been a big stat that everybody's looking at recently, and he hasn't done it recently. And it's not just Dak; it's the receiving core, it's the play calling. There's a lot of things around him. Dak is capable of winning us games, throwing 102 yards a game. If he can win us those games, use his legs, we can rush with Ezekiel Elliott, we can rush with Dak Prescott a little bit, and get Rod Smith in there a couple plays to get Zeke some rest. We got a game-winning strategy. Also, I think Rico Gathers could help in this situation. I used to harp on that a lot, but I just don't know if it's going to happen. The Cowboys just, hopefully, if I stop talking about it, maybe I'm jinxing him. But Rico Gathers could really be a big part of this. Dak Prescott needs big targets, and that's where Dez comes in, and that's where Rico Gathers could come in. He's not the most accurate of quarterbacks. If he was, he would be throwing for 300 yards. But he's really safe. He doesn't take risk. We do need him to take some risk. We need him to step out of that closet. I've been saying that. When he does great. When he throws it down the field, he has good numbers. But he's timid to do it. He's so used to the college level, you have guys open. Guys get open in college. It's different. If you watch that Oklahoma Texas game last night, which was outstanding, man, and Earl, my salute to Earl Thomas for helping the University of Texas. He spent all summer down there, OTAs, mini camp, even preseason. You guys know he was down in Austin working out with the Texans, not the Texans, excuse me, the University of Texas Longhorns. And dude, their safeties play well together. They're not amazing athletes. Well, they are, but I mean, they're not like considered elite safeties and stuff like that. They're not ranked really high, but as a team, as a core, they played really well. So that was really cool to see Earl Thomas, affect a college game like that. But that's my wrap up, guys. We need 200 yards. I think Dak Prescott can get to that. I think Dez Bryant would help us. We've got the extra spot there on the roster that they're holding for something. Like I said, it really doesn't matter. We still have 46 active, so you're only allowed to play 46, whether you have 52, 53, or 47 on the roster. You still can only play 46. So we're covered. We got our 46. Our passing game is what's going to win it because the run game's there. We don't need a lot of numbers, but we need some numbers. We can't be 31. We're never going to win a Super Bowl ranked 31 in passing in the league. So that's my situation, and I think Dez needs to come in, swallow his pride, and be a good player like I know he will if he comes back. I would give him the opportunity because there's no one else out there. And if you're trying to win, you want to be an elite team, you want a championship, it's the same with business. You bring in good managers. You bring it. You don't say, hey, he can do the job. No. When you want an elite company, when you want a championship company, you bring in the best managers. You bring in the best general managers. You bring in the best vice presidents of operations and those things. And we need the best receiver out there that's available, and that is Dez Bryant. He's the best receiver available right now. So go get him. Do your thing, Jerry Jones. See you guys at the game tonight. Cowboy Crunk from Kabul, Afghanistan. Peace out. Like and subscribe, and let's get this channel rolling and give me people to talk to. Talk to me, people, and I will set up a hotline so you guys can call in. I'm going to try to set that up today before the video starts so you guys can call straight into Kabul, Afghanistan. It will cost you exactly nothing. It'll be a Houston phone number, which is where I'm from, the Mag Nasty. I'll set that up today, as a matter of fact, and I'll get the phone number posted. Thanks, guys. Take care.